Welcome back to Marbella Now. My name is Nicole King.
Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. Hey, 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 it's a brand new day. Halfway twisted.
It's a pleasure to welcome back to the program as my first guest, Charisse Prieto of CPG Abogados. I first met Charisse thanks to CIT Marbella, and since then have actually hired, I don't know how to say it, contratado, used your services as a lawyer. Very delighted with the results as well and the attention. And so it's lovely to have you back on the program and here to help guide us again through all the new things that are happening for foreigners living in Marbella. Nice to see you, Charisse.
Hello, Nicole. Happy to see you again.
And nice to have a proper chat. We bump into each other a lot at the Business First meetings,
exactly.
Different get-togethers.
Exactly.
But it's nice to have a chance to actually ask you a few things specifically, if you don't mind. Your law firm covers basically everything. You do criminal law,
yeah.
You do all kinds of... Give us before I go specific, give us a rundown about your law firm.
About the criminal law that you say, the real estate law that now is very important in Marbella because we have many people coming to buy or sell a property here. Immigration law that now is the thing that we are talking, and the family law. And if you have any problem in the court, I can help you.
I have to say I was quite delighted because I always say my father used to say to me, it's not what you know, it's not who you know, it's who knows you. And I saw that when I had this silly case come up, but I didn't know what to do, you knew who to call to know immediately, okay, you're just picking up papers, this is for this, don't worry, everything's easy. And I think that's what most of us look for in a professional lawyer, is somebody that you can just say, okay, not over dramatic.
Yeah, exactly. This is the most important for me and for my law firm, is that the client feels confident with that matter. Of course, it's not the most or the things that the people feel very happy to go to the lawyer, but I try to feel and to try to feel confident in my client when they come to my law firm.
You've come from Madrid.
Yeah.
How do you find the difference between the approach to law, for example, in Madrid to on the Costa del Sol?
Oh, wow, yeah. I think that there are many differences. People is different, everything is different, and the law is different because here, for example, the real estate or the immigration law is the typical law that we can work more than in Madrid. In Madrid, we have more criminal or more court law. So we have different between Madrid and Andalusia, for example.
When you say immigration law, I know that in your mind you're thinking British people.
Yeah, of course.
And yet for a British person to hear the word British and immigrant in the same sentence seems incongruous because we don't typically see ourselves as immigrants. We're just tourists, and people should be honoured that we decide to go on holiday.
Yeah, of course. No, it's the foreigner people that they want to stay in Spain more than the time of the visa for tourists. Cool. So I help them to get a visa or resident to stay more time here in Spain.
What are the options? Can you be like in the old days before the European Economic Community? Can you get yourself or someone to get you a work contract, and with that work contract get your papers? What are the options now to be here?
The problem was about after Brexit, we have now to help the British people, for example, to get resident or visa here. So, for example, if you buy a house, a property here, you can get a golden visa. For example, now is a new law about the digital nomad. We know many people who want to come to Marbella or to Costa del Sol to work at home online. They can't have a special visa for them, for example. So we have many options if the people want to stay more time here. So I think that is a very good option now to get more information.
Without a doubt, but as I understand it, you really have to be in a better financial position now than you used to before, because even the golden visas 500,000 euros per person.
Yeah, exactly. The golden visa, yes, but we have another option that is there are not that requirements that is very high
so it's important that you contact a lawyer because there are ways.
Yeah,
and that is the important thing, because a lot of people do want to come and have a better quality of life by living on the coast, particularly with the IT and technology.
Exactly, yeah. This is a very good law that is now in January, I think, and it's very good for the nomad or the digital nomad that we have here. If you want to stay here working online, you can get the resident. You have a very good tax system. You don't have to be resident for tax in Spain. So I think that is a very good option, and it's new. So the people want to know about that.
It must be, being a lawyer, it's consistently studying. I don't know how you find the time, because you have to be so updated in all the different laws and the things going on.
And it's very important to be updated because every law is changing all the time, because the system is changing all the time. So I try, and I have to, of course.
What is your favorite aspect of the law?
I think that I like a lot to help the people. For example, when they buy a house, they feel so happy. Or, for example, when you get the resident for someone, say, you feel like I'm helping you. And all the time when I feel that I help someone, I feel happy. So I think that this is my most important thing in my law firm.
Did you always know you wanted to study law since a little girl?
Yeah.
Is there anyone else in the family, or?
No. I am the only lawyer, and that is a very big problem, because all the family wants to
need your help and all your advice.
Yeah, exactly, the advice, the free advice. So, but no. I think that when I was teenager, I wanted to study English, to study law.
And your English is wonderful. How did you get such good English?
I was living in Edinburgh for 1 year. So after that, I had, of course, clients and everything. And with my client every day, I have a very good practice.
Well, it's amazing, because in Edinburgh, there's a very strong accent.
Yeah, exactly.
In Edinburgh, that was interesting. It's like going into the heart of Andalusia with a really strong accent.
Exactly. It's very good, and it's good for me, because I can understand my client that they are from Edinburgh, for example. So it's from Scotland. So
you've got a good ear.
Exactly.
And having come to Marbella, you're quite asentada, you're quite settled now, because it's been a big change to come here. You've got your own practice, and so it's nice to see how you are developing and growing, and
10 years
a point of reference.
I'm living here 10 years.
10 years, but it goes quickly.
Yeah, it's
from
very
being
quickly.
The newbie to being a well-recognized fixture and a point of reference, as I say, in the legal.
I came for 1 year, for example, for a good important law firm here, but after I have my own law firm, so I think that this is my place, and I cannot go for anything. So.
Well, I'm really grateful for you coming to share some of your experience and your time. And it's really nice to know that if you do want to come and live here, there are ways of doing it. Whether you're an individual person, you want to come and live here and start your own business, do contact with Cherise. As I say, from personal experience, she's very efficient and very pleasant, and that's a nice combination. Cherise, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Happy to see you.
Don't go away. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hero welcomes at Wheels Cafe.
Everyone that comes and wants to join our Zero Hero Association, they will have free non-alcoholic drinks at our venue at any time.
Hi guys, Ross here from Hoganstown. Proud to be a member of the Zero Hero campaign, and we recommend everybody. Nobody drives drinking. Everybody who drives a car doesn't have any alcohol in their system, and we're proud to sponsor the Zero Hero program.
We are
It's amazing how many wonderful people we get to meet when we go out and about in our community. I don't leave Marbella often, always feel like I need to get maybe a jab and extra oxygen, but I do venture out now and then for a Costa Press Club meeting or for the Burns night that was in honour of a dear friend. And then I sat next to this lady. Her name is Miriam, and she is fascinating, does absolutely everything, and with aplomb. Miriam, welcome to Marbella Now.
Thank you very much indeed, you know, to invite me to be with you, because it was a pleasure to be with you in that burn night, yes.
We had a nice time.
And it's truth, you know, that it's fantastic when you have to go out to meet other type of people, other people, and then to recognize that there are other people in the other communities or other sites, you know.
Exactly, and it was
very
nice.
Happy, really. I'm very happy.
It was a lovely event, and
Yeah.
it was nice to be sitting next to Anne Hernandez MB, who was
I
on the
know her
program
very well, Anne Hernandez.
last week.
Yeah.
And so, getting to know you initially, I was so impressed because it came out in conversation about how you do the translating for the police force, the courts, all kinds of serious places.
Well, that was very amazing, the starting really of that, because when I start really, I have an association of domestic violence and custodia compartida. So we do men's and women's, but you know, really to take care of the children, really. So I went to the headquarters of the Guardia Civil in Fuengirola, and I saw a little ad, we need translators. So I said, well, I can't. I went, they made me pass an exam, and I went to the, you know, the Department of Foreign Department in Mijas. Suddenly, I knew that there is 35 years, is the first community that has a foreign department with interpreters, voluntary interpreters. We don't get paid anything, you know, at all. And I said, and school, what, on that time, I said, if you want, you can start with us. And I had to start with them, and then I follow it, and I followed it, and then afterwards, because I need to earn my life, you know, I went to a company who does all the translators for Spain, called Ofilingua. But I start on the foreign department in Mijas, that now is the consular Arancha Lopez, who ran it, is a young lady. Very important to know that, because it's a young lady, and she did like a program, Secret, it was a program made as Secrets of Mijas. Then she did telephone, was a special telephone on the pandemic. You know, is a very important lady also that you should meet, because it's a young lady with a lot of courages and doing a lot of things for Mijas, really.
Well, I think it's a great example. We in our city are also very privileged to have a lot of people who give their time and their expertise to charity, but it's nice that we can see how other people do it.
Spanish.
Because we learn so much from each other. I find it very fascinating, the aspect of the Association for Domestic Violence and also joint custody.
Well, they said at the very beginning, we did it together on the town hall in Mijas with all the police and, you know, all the fathers and mothers and grandmothers, and we had been in television afterwards. And they said, well, it's going to be a crazy thing. It's not crazy. We are privately running. We don't belong to anyone, but we help really the children. Even though, I mean, be like that, you know, I had been like that since I was young. So I had been an association of cats or dogs or horses or donkeys since I was young, you know, helping. But help is something really, if people have opportunity to do it, is the greatest thing for your heart. It makes you big. It make you a different life. Now, for instance, they needed me in some places, so I'm voluntary on every Tuesday from 12, because we are every day now. After the pandemic, they stopped. VOMI is the association, so the translator we belong to. And Juan Vicente is the president. That is a nice person to see, to learn. And I am now on the health center in La Cala. You can't imagine how many foreigners from every country, because I speak English, French, Portuguese, German, Italian, so every interpreter speak 4 or 5 languages. You can't imagine, really, how today I had a lady totally, lost because she was a certain age, lost her husband in January, and he didn't know it. He couldn't make it. And at the same time, you translate, you help the youngest, you help the people, the elderly people, and help is a very, very, very it's an important thing, really. This is why I tell you, this is why I'm pushing that to this counselor, because she is Arantxa Lopez. She's this type of a lady too. She helps, she does. And I love these type of women. And we are Spanish. Sometimes everybody asks me, are you from England or from France or from Italy? I said, no, I'm Spanish. I learn languages. And, I love to work with them. And when I go to court, then I start, working with that company. So I tell you how I went to the court too, because normally at the police station, national police, and it's incredible because what I say, I don't know how you say it in English, trincheras.
When you're in the trenches.
When you're in the trenches, then you see so many things from everywhere, from every person and every country, that you're surprised because you can help, even though if you are paid for it. Even though if you're a voluntary, it's incredible how people, they see one part of us, but they don't see the other part, The Spanish families, or maybe the foreigners, that they are needed so many things, Even I have an office that Anne Hernandez put the name of it, One Stop for All. Anne Hernandez did it, said, because you do everything. Everybody, last 2 weeks ago, I had a friend, Irish friend, who doesn't speak English, Mary. So I went for an operation. She had a big operation, and I went there, and I was waiting for her after the operation. I was so happy. So that is the real and important thing, to be happy for what you do. And I'm happy for everything that I do.
And you do so much more than what you've already mentioned, which is
much
already...
more. You can't imagine, I'm like, we are like it because we are women. So the things that I was telling the other day, the lady from Lions Club, in the Lions in La Cala, that they do a lot of things for everybody. I was saying, give the opportunity of women's. Give us the opportunity to be handling things, because we are. And we can. We
just get on with it.
And we can. Yeah. And sometimes, I was on that burn night with, and everything was like a political thingy bob in a way. And I said, no, we are women. And I was sitting with Charmaine, ex-consul.
British consul, yes.
Anne Hernandez, great lady, fantastic on Brexit. With you, great person. Lisa Burgess, great person. So,
It was a very pleasant... We go to lots of events, but you don't always... I'm not saying you don't enjoy them, but it's very rare that the events you go to that are actually a lot of fun. And it was a very nice event, but also meeting and chatting with like-minded people. What's the day in the life like for you, Miriam? When you get up in the morning, how do you organise yourself between your real estate, because you also do real estate?
Yes, I have a real estate, for a company since 1985. In 85, I start, doing real estate because I needed to feed my children, because I didn't have any husband. So I need to feed 3 children, so I start working. What should I say? Well, I buy shoes, I didn't know. And I said, make money that. So I make a photo of a picture in the place, and I said, I put that apartment for sale, and it came. So I start working like that, very hard, but I could make it. Now my children are working with me. So it's a family office, really.
You must feel very proud and very relieved at the same time.
Well, if I tell you the truth, I'm happy. Well, I'm happy for everything that I do. When I wake up in the morning, very important for me, 6 o'clock, I told you when we were chatting, I have a book, and I paint, and I write, since I was small. And I write every day what I'm going to do, what I feel when I get up. Sometimes I feel horrible, and sometimes I feel like Peter Pan. I don't know. But anyhow, I write everything, and I draw. So, and that makes me go into my mind, opens my mind and organize my time. I have an agenda that I do the day before, and I do the important things. Some urgent things come and I'll help, but I do the important things, so I know that I have to translate for the Guardia Civil or National Police because they will call you. I know that I have to go into my office 7 hours, and today I was a voluntary on the health, local health center in La Cala. I was there today, so organized this, and I think I know very well how organize my times. I am from Ciudadanos Party. I'm very happy to be, because everybody is saying that we are like, I don't know, death or whatever. But in Mijas, at least what you do it with your heart. And I have my different, say, multitask woman, different things that I have to do, organized, and I know every day that what I have to do. So I'm very happy to do it, give you strengths and knowledge of people.
Never a dull moment.
Well, no, because I think I was born hyperactive, and if I'm not doing anything, I'm thinking of what I'm going to do. So, but anyhow, but you're like that, Nico.
I think we've become capable over the years, so with all the experience and the things you learn, it's nice to share that with other people to make it hopefully easier for them.
Well, the information that you get with the age, the experience of the age, you know, is very important. It's like a book. They say in Spanish, if you want to learn, eat an old person, you know? So, I mean, it's an experience, but always we have to respect the young people because they are very well prepared, and we have to learn, reset ourselves also in some things if we have to follow this time of this world that is coming, that is totally different after this horrible pandemic that we had. But anyhow, the age is very important. But I share it with the young people. I respect a lot of the young people, and I love the children. So I have been like that always.
Me too. I love the children. If we treat our children well, our future will be fine.
Well, the value, education and valores. You know, the education is very important. What they say, oh, you are very lucky to that. Some couples that they have nice children, they say, oh, you are very lucky. I said, no. One thing is that you have maybe a strange person at home, but the education, because they will do what you do.
Exactly, leading by example.
Yeah, it's like, even it's very holistic, you know. Life is like a mirror. I promise you that we were talking about that, very holistic, you know, because I'm studying all the time, and I did a lot of, I'm a coaching also. So, and I said that it's a mirror, because when you feel good, you will find people as good as to your feeling. When you feel sorry, you will find these people sorry on the day. When you feel worried, you will find these people worried. And that is truth.
Exactly. Be careful what you wish for and watch the vibe.
And your
Very important.
And your words.
Exactly. Actually, so much so, I'm scared to speak English now, because the more you look into the English language, the more you realise the double meanings and intonations. Hay que hablar en español, más seguro.
Sí, bueno, pues vamos. You know, but the words, you know, it's very important what you say, what you talk about the things, what you said to somebody. You have to think about what you say, because it's very important. It gets in your mind, and then it's something that you never forget.
Exactly.
Because you always remember the bad things. The good things, they go very quickly.
Well, I'm going to say, I hope that you can come back another time. I've thoroughly enjoyed chatting with you, and I see that we can pick a subject and go for it.
Well, so, thank you very much indeed, again, because you're a great person to be with.
I really enjoy you thoroughly, and I'm looking forward, as I'm sure everyone is, to getting to know you even better. Miriam, muchísimas gracias.
Thank you very much indeed.
Merci, molto
grazie.
Merci. Obrigado.
Prego,
Dankeschön.
Dankeschön, bitteschön.
Cheers. Don't go away, we'll be back in a moment.
All right.
G-Wine is happy to be Zero Hero partner.
How cool is that? G-Wine.
Thank you.
When I'm the designated driver, I think it's only fair that I get to choose a Zero Hero venue that rewards me with free soft drinks. My friends all get to choose and booze, and they feel safe going home with me. Make sure that you get your reward for being the designated driver. Why pay if you don't have to?
My CIT Marbella guest of the week is none other than Marbella Arena, represented by Jorge Martin. Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. My pleasure for being here.
Nice. It's the first time actually to have you on Marbella Now, although you are a regular here at the RTV Marbella studios, because I think all of us, and I think I speak for our city, are very proud of our bull ring in Nueva Andalucía, and we're all delighted that it's come back to life. And there are so many cool places opening, and there are so many nice projects that you're preparing. It's a very big challenge though, isn't it, Jorge? I mean, there's a lot to manage, a lot to start, to organize.
Yeah, that's right. And year by year, obviously we keep growing. And last year was a very good year. We had a lot of progress from our first year getting involved in the project, and it seems like this year it's gonna be get better than last. That's always the objective: keep growing and keep bringing activity and different things to the city of Marbella.
It's a unique space. I mean, it holds over 5,000 people.
Yeah.
And yet even in some of the smaller events, I found them very cozy, which is interesting how such a big arena, that when there have been events that perhaps were just a smaller attendance, that it was still equally as fun and it seemed appropriate. It's a very interesting setup.
And that's our main objective, especially with what we call auditorium. It's the venue for shows and events. That's the main activity, having variety and being able to hold a 5,000 people concert and a corporate event for 250 attendants. So that's what we're trying to do. And now we have a dome, which obviously reduces the capacity a lot for the venue. But in winter time, as we don't have those events that for big attendance, it's helping us a lot to have more activities in Marbella Arena.
I mean, it's quite unique. I think probably for the Costa del Sol, it must be our largest venue of its type. And I love the fact that it's associated. I'm not a big bullfighting fan, but I've been in Marbella for many, many years. It's part of our history. It's part of the culture. It's just part of everything. All those posters we used to have of bullfighters, the heritage. It's such an emblematic building.
Yeah, obviously, and I'm not into bullfighting, but as a Spanish, I respect the tradition. The thing is, and it's generally in Spain what it's happening. There are loads of bull rings, which are great infrastructures, but now bull ring is not as 30 years ago, so you don't have the same activity. So, and it's happening in a lot of other places that they're transforming these big infrastructures and making them usable for more modern activities or different activities to take advantage of these buildings.
You have a lot of new restaurants have opened up. I go to a lot of the places there. Glad you see me around. We even recorded there last summer, because obviously a lot of people don't have the Marbella Bull Ring, the Marbella Inn on their list because it was closed for so many years. And then there's the car park, but that is the good thing. There is a car park. So it's good to car park. You get a token discount if you eat at the restaurants, if the car park as well. You've got a car wash.
Yeah.
And some great restaurants and candy shops.
Yeah, it's mainly all around the food and beverage area. It's all bars or restaurants. Yeah, but what we want to do is making it easy, especially being in the place that it's in Puerto Banús, that sometimes it's very hard to park or even to get there, especially in summer. But yeah, that's something that we are doing, and having the car park so that people can access and start going to all of our restaurants that are.
It makes a big difference.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, when I go somewhere in Marbella, it's normally, they say PPP, position. For me, it's not. It's parking. If I can park, I'll go. And if not, well, maybe you take a taxi. There are certain things. But it's nice that you can go, particularly during the day, go and have lunch, you get your car valeted while you're there, go to do a little bit of shopping.
Yeah, it's just something we're trying just to make it easy for everyone to come to.
Are there any locales left? Are any spaces left?
They are, and our commercial department is now closing there, and this summer, I think mainly the majority of the space that's in the exterior area is going to be full. So it's very nice.
Big success.
Very nice, yeah. And it's not something that when we started this project, we knew it wasn't something that was going to be finished in a year. Something a long-term project, and we're here to stay for a lot of years. So we just keep progressing and having it better than last day, having more activity, and the auditorium the same, having more events. That we will have a lot more events than last year, and that's our main goal.
And wonderful, because just to mention, on Sunday mornings there is a fabulous market that goes on, which I love going to, just to walk around. Lots of organic and natural foods and artisan works, and really lovely. So do check out the Sunday markets also.
Yeah, it's something that it's a bit different from the Saturday market that everybody knows. That's in the main street in Central Plaza and in the arena. That's the big Saturday market. But on Sundays, what we're trying to do is having it a bit different, and with a different product that you can buy there. And we started 3 months ago, and it's going really well. And we have a we think that this summer it's going to be very nice. And another
my
thing
kind of size, because the big market for me personally, it's too much.
Yeah.
But to go on a Sunday and have brunch and to walk around the market, get a few gifts and things, it's just, for me, it's more my style, a little bit more.
Yeah, it's different from Saturday. We didn't want to do the same as on Saturday. We had to make it a bit different. But yeah, so you can have the variety and different options here in Marbella to go.
So anything else we should look out for in particular coming up at the Marbella Arena? We're going to go to the market, the restaurants, the bars, clean our car.
Well, obviously the events that we're having this year. For the moment, we don't have the programming out yet, because we have a lot of clients that close the dates and are finishing the deals with the third parties involved in the activities. But what I can tell is that we're having very different activities. We're having from big sport events, to children events, to corporate private events, to obviously music events from all kinds. We have for international audience, for Spanish audience. So, and that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to have a variety of events for everyone.
Well, congratulations. Count on me for support and everything. Just tell us what's going on. We'll be happy to share the news, because as I say, I do think it's a wonderful part of our city, and it's up to all of us to help these people who've put an awful lot of money, time, effort and love into bringing the Marbella and Andalusia bullring back to life, to be a hub in our city. And why not? I think it definitely should be. It's definitely on the list. Jorge, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Luca. My pleasure.
Muchas veces, many times.
Yeah.
My Spanglish, don't go away. Be back after the break.
Welcome here at the Gaucho de Banús.
Welcome to Lemongrass, Doña Lola. Thank you very much.
Hi guys, Kazakhstan is proud to welcome the Zero Heroes. So come on in and enjoy free soft drinks for anyone who is the designated driver. Thank you, Nicole.
So here we are at Everest. Very cool.
Yeah.
Stickers going up.
Hi, my name is Govinda. I'm from Everest. Welcome to Zero Hero, to Everest Fusion, to enjoy your cocktails, drinks, and happy hour as well. And food, of course, is delicious. Thank you.
Welcome to Sister Taperia. Perfecto.
Every 2 weeks, we have the pleasure of welcoming back to the program Isabella Magdala. She's a psychologist and a sexologist, and also I'm very grateful she's involved with our project to help our, well, mental health within our teens and setting up a group of people to be able to address the situation together with the schools and parents. So very excited about that within our United Nationalities of Marbella Summit initiatives. But today, as opposed to psychology, which we talked about last time that Isabella was here, we're going today to talk about communication. So important, particularly communication between a couple. Isabella, welcome back to the program.
Thank you so much. Always it's a pleasure to be here with you and with all the beautiful people.
It's really nice to see you again. You're always very positive, always very happy, and I love how much you enjoy what you do. So it's when you it's interesting that because you're very positively enthusiastic, but it's not always nice subjects that you talk about. I love the way somehow you embrace this kind of joyous aspect to even the saddest and sometimes upsetting situations.
Yes, I think it's important to see behind of the situation, because sometimes we only look or watch what is here, but the important thing is there. Then if we focus on there, maybe we can find the solution easier.
How does one catch oneself in the sense of, I know that if I have a problem, possibly the last person I would speak to would be a family member or a friend, because you don't want to worry them, or maybe they won't agree and you want them to agree. Between a couple, one would think it would be the closest of relationships, and yet it would seem that it's the hardest person to speak to also on issues that really matter. How does one approach this? How does one get over this?
Yeah, it's very, very important to have a very good communication between couple, because the intimacy is not only in the bedroom, in the sex side, it's also in the daily life. And when the communication is clear, even if it is not always in the consciousness, also in the another more subtle side, we can feel if everything is going well or not. Then communication is very, very, very important. And to have a good communication is important to speak from the heart, not from the mind. Because sometimes when we talk, we want to get something like exchange, or maybe we can, or we want to manipulate because so we earn something. And it's very important to just to talk, because you are opening your heart and you are talking, okay, I'm living this situation and for me this is hard. Maybe it's not for you, it's just how I am managing this, and I want to talk with you just for talking. Sometimes when you talk from your heart, the another person is not in the reaction. Because if not, when the reaction is on the table, it's very, very easy to fall in a fight. And sometimes couples, they prefer don't say nothing because they are afraid of have a very big problem.
Is that walking on eggshells,
yeah.
Always scared to actually say what you feel?
Yes, and when that happens, sometimes you go outside to find the confidence, the peace that you cannot to have with your couple. And a couple is a place to grow, to be a better person, to go deeper in the relationship. Then it's very, very important to honor the couple, and also communication is a way to honor the person, like the person itself, but also the couple, like a body. The couple, in a couple, there are maybe two persons, one person, another person, and also the couple is like another body, and it needs to feed, to take attention, take care of the couple.
How does one go about as a professional? I imagine all too frequently you only get to meet couples at the very end, when it's all gone wrong, when hopefully then looking to save a situation, how would you recommend to couples not to lose? Because everyone says the sexual initial attraction, and then that wears off, and then you've just become friends. But I don't think that's necessarily the case. How does one make sure that there are steps to follow to not fall in the usual traps of ego taking over, jealousy, laziness?
I think it's a point between the beginning and the end of the relationship, because at the beginning we are with very big motivation for to knowing the another person, how is what he likes or she likes, and when you feel that that person is there and will be there, sometimes we make mistake because we lose the attention, the care, love, because it's there, but maybe one day it's not there more. Then it's very important to take the little details, like at the beginning, in a very big consideration. For example, I was talking with a couple 1 week ago, and after 25 years, he bought flowers for her and for some Valentine's Day. And when she received that, she said, "Oh, why? But if we don't, for us, it's a day like another day. It's nothing important." And he said, "Okay, but maybe it's the time to start again celebrating St. Valentine's Day or every day, like, because we are spending so many time." Then with these little things, we can transform a problem, routine, lack of communication in something new, fresh air. And finally, we want love, we want to take in consideration for who we love. Then it's easier. But sometimes, like you say, it's the ego, okay, it's hurting. And finally, it's again, go to the heart, go inside and say, okay, I like this person, I'm choosing this person, then I want to show to that person is important for me. It's not like it's there and it's, no, you are important for me.
I think a lot of times we've discussed that in a couple, you either both lose yourselves in this bigger body, or one of them person loses himself to another. And that's when things get tricky, because you're too scared to say the truth. No one's really saying what they think, which never works out for the best. It's always better just to find the way of actually speaking, because sometimes you don't do what you want to, but you don't get any benefits.
Yeah. At the beginning, we fall in love with someone for who that person is. Today, I was talking with teenagers in the school, and they asked me, how can I do someone to fall in love with me? And I said, you must be yourself. And after, keep going being yourself, because if not, when we love someone, it's for who that person is. But with time, like you said, maybe you lose your essence, and finally you are not longer in love with that person, because it's not that person who you...
It's not the person you met. Exactly. How long can you pretend?
Yeah.
It's much better to be authentic.
Yeah. Then again, with communication also is nice to say, okay, I like when you smile, I like when you take time for yourself. Okay, I can love yourself how you are now, but maybe we are again with fighting, sad. Why this situation? How we can manage it in another way? And if the love is in that couple, I really recommend focus on love, focus on what the different person have in common, because if we focus on the problem, it's a very big problem. But if there is little things that can be in common between them, make that big, and finally maybe the situation have been transformed.
What is the most common thing that you, as a professional, hear within couples that you think to yourself, this is such a silly one and it's so easy to avoid, but you see that it turns into a big problem? What are one of those things that we could stop very early on if we're aware?
For example, in daily life, cleaning the house, children, is very organizative things. I don't know. And sometimes we focus all the energy in that, like if the wall will be finished for this kind of things. And where is the essence? Because if there are children, is for something. If you are sharing your house with that person, is for something. Then I recommend, for example, when they have problem with cleaning, I say, oh, focus on, I can wash the things because I'm living with that person who I'm choosing for that. Oh, I can be in the sofa, maybe it's not very, very clear, but I'm so happy because I'm sharing this with the person who I love. And it's this, then it changed from the queja,
from a complaint
to gratitude.
Exactly. Because we lose ourselves in the process rather than remembering the purpose, as you said.
Yes.
Getting the kids to school on time, getting the homework, the bath, the house being clean isn't as important as chatting with your spouse, playing with your children.
Yes.
We lose focus.
Yes, because if you have children, honor the children, like couple also, and don't forget time for the couple, because sometimes the couple is the last thing in the house and is the center. Without the couple, there is nothing. Then the couple needs time, needs attention, needs love. It's like a plant. You must take this every day in consideration.
And it's actually like a plant. We would look after our plants, we water them, but we love them. We need to do the same for ourselves and for relationships. Isabella Magdala, thank you so much for your wise words. But don't go away, because this young lady also does great things with essential oils. And I've never had a chance to ask her about it, so after the break, I'm going to do just that.
Hey, hey.
A new partner of Zero Hero.
Alright guys, so I'm the designated driver tonight, so I'm going to choose the Zero Hero place. So all of my soft drinks are for free. And if you want to go somewhere else, just check out the Facebook, Instagram or the zerohero.es website for any of the bars, discotheques or restaurants on there. I'm happy to go anywhere you want to go, as long as it's Zero Hero.
It's a brand new day.
Zero Hero, welcome to the Secret Garden. We welcome you.
It's a brand new. Hey, hey.
As promised, Isabella Magdala is joining me again now, but not to talk about sex or psychology. We're going to talk about oil, essential oils. Isabella, tell me more. I've only seen you doing posters and events, and I need to ask you, you're so busy, and yet I see you take these essential oils very, very seriously.
Yes, yes. Today I have Valor, for example. This is a blend with different oils, and I use them daily since 6 years ago I started, and I really enjoy because I like the essence of the plants, but at the same time I am holding a very, very big team, around the world because it is a company of networking. Then I help people to be empresarios.
Self-employed, to be entrepreneurs.
Yes, and then I really enjoy like psychologists also having them with motivation, and I try with them build their dreams. Then I really like, and essential oils is very important for us because like psychologists, they work in the limbic system, and in the limbic system we have a lot of memories from our childhood or our life. For example, in the amygdala, there is the fears. When you smell something, but with essential oil like this, which I work, they are going directly to the amygdala, and they can release so different memories. Then for me also it's like a tool to my work, but like psychology, but also to go in the daily life with another like humor. If, for example, there are scientific that I am, sorry, I know that citricos,
the citrics
are very, very, very recommend for people who depression or sad, because the citrics, they
stimulate.
Yes, yeah. For example, lavender is to get in very, very peace.
I have to say, I find the smell of lavender very calming.
Yes,
I do. It's a very peaceful, even like feel peaceful colors and things with,
yeah, because the essential oil is like the blood of the plant, and for me also like symbolic way is like to help us to reconnect with our essence, because in this life we forget the essence of ourselves. Then every time when I use essential oils, also I am like, okay, remembering myself, go deeper, stay with my nature, with my instinct, and go with my life, how really I want to live my life.
We live in a world that promotes very much pharmaceutical remedies, and yet, the same as with color therapy, aromatherapy has studies and uses that go back to Egyptian times because of the benefits for many different things. How did you get to study and explore to the point that you now have your own team that then also shares this information with others?
Yes, we have different Zoom calls every week about animals, about children, about family, about so many different subjects with essential oils. And also now, for example, here in Spain, the aromatherapy is going deeper and deeper in the university also. Then I really recommend also to look in the scientific side of the aromatherapy, because we can use every oil like we want, but really when there are different studies behind, we can know much better when and how to use this, because sometimes maybe we can feel attraction for some smell or olor.
Smell.
Then,
scent, smell.
Okay, go for it, because I really believe in the intuition, and it is not casual, it's for something. But at the same time, there is a big science, like you say, in Egyptian, they use that, in the Biblia, we can read about essential oils, Mary Magdalene, so many things. And when we go to the pharmacy, we go to take a pill or something like that, but also we have the nature. The studies say for each illness there are different
natural herbs and remedies.
Yes,
I believe that.
Yeah, and for every plant you have the opposite also. So there is so many possibilities that maybe it's not so fast like another ways, but finally you are like listening more your body, what they want, and also like psychologists and sexologists, I really recommend it for massage. For example, for couple, it's very, very important because the contact is so, so important for us. Then even for massage our feet, for example, is so important. And also when we use essential oils in the skin, in a few seconds, the essential oil go through the skin to the blood, and it makes a change in the cell also. Then it's not... Also, it's very important the quality of the essential oil for this reason, because finally, if the essential oil is not the best, I use the best, but if it's not the best, it's toxin, and that toxin is going to the blood.
It's actually reminded me when they were doing the massages on the beach, and there was a big warning saying, be careful, the oils they're using are actually going to go in your blood and they might not be very good for you. I never thought of it before. So it's very important the type of essential oil, not just any essential oil.
Yes.
So the quality of the oil, and then obviously understanding the indications. I don't suppose you can make a mistake, though, with the wrong oil.
No, the people can contact me and I can help them, and also I can recommend my essential oils, but also they can be in my team, and I can recommend also if they want to go with the company like business, also I can, because I have around 3,000 people in my team who is Amor Infinito, infinitive love.
That's quite an accomplishment.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing this?
6 years ago.
Wow, but that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
And they all work and they all do it and they're all involved.
Yes, because the company is around the world. Then if they are in UK, they can join. If they are here in Marbella also. Yes, you will be also then.
Okay, so nice little side business, but for you, as you say, the important thing is something you believe in.
Yes.
And explaining the difference between the good oils, the not so good oils.
Yeah, and also for families is very, very important, because I have in the team very, very big amount of people who they use with children the essential oil, and it's very, very beautiful how the children recognize quickly who is better, and they use directly. You know that when we are children, we are more pure, we are more connected with the nature, and it's very, very beautiful to feel how they live that plant, that essence, no? Because sometimes we forget it.
The beauty of children, the pure essence of natural oils. And kids, Isabella, thank you ever so much for clarifying that. Nice to know a little bit more. I'm looking forward to learning more, actually trying some. To put myself a massage, I think.
Yes.
Bring some oils. What is the best oil for a massage, for a relaxing massage?
From relaxing, like I said before, lavender is good, but also there is like a blend who is tranquil. And I like that blend, and you can use that blend in massage, but also here, because when we put here essential oil, we are helping because we are smelling more longer, but also here for the frontal lobulo.
The lobes, frontal lobes.
Yeah, and then it is helping also for our clarify, also our focus, and also is bringing another input into our brain, and the brain is very, very important for us.
Sign me up. Love it. Sounds wonderful. If you want to know more, Isabella Magdala is your girl. That's all we have time for this week. But thank you ever so much for joining me. Thank you, Isabella, and my other guest. If you want to watch recordings of the programme, you can do so from rtvmarbella.tv website or my website, nicoleking.es. We both have YouTube channels and, of course, our social media. Don't forget to check out our Zero Hero website with an ever-increasing list of Zero Hero partners and my Marbella Moments column in the Euro Weekly News. That's it for now. Hasta pronto. Cuidados. See you soon.